He's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. She seems like kind of a jerk. Wow, she's like kind of a bully. She's rather mean.
Mostly edited documents prior to even filing the complaint. We are releasing all of the evidence, which will show a pattern of bullying and threats to take over the movie.
That's what happened.
That can happen to anybody.
She beat the shark by swimming faster than it
The shark.
and deking it into rebar. That's how it. Spoiler alert! It sucks.
I mean, who wouldn't feel confident after that, right? But it's a false confidence.
She literally grabs a chain that pulls her to the bottom of the ocean where a great white can't catch her. And then last minute, she's like, yeah, great white, I got you, bitch. Boom! And she moves and the shark swims into rebar. I'm like, this? Really? It was more realistic when they lit the shark on fire in Jaws, whatever.
Blake Lively is caught revealing her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the directors.
I take on more than I can chew. I say yes to things out of fear. I people please.
You'll remember the director accused Blake and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, of using their power to steal the movie from him.
I woke up at 4:30 this morning. My heart was racing. I'm noticing that, I'm having some anxiety.
Justin's attorney says the harassment allegations have left the star devastated financially and emotionally.
She's so confident. Exactly. I think that's so telling how confident she is to just say, I have no qualms lying to the director, taking control of their movie, pulling the rug from them.
This guy who had, comparatively very little power was forced now to come out and tell the truth about Blake Lively. Because she has made herself into the new Amber Heard. And now he's going full Johnny Depp on her to show that she was the bully. She was the one harassing him. She admitted to trying to poison the cast of Gossip Girl, which is where she made her name. They released the cut of the movie. He didn't even get to see it. He was the director of the film, the producer of the film, the guy who got the rights to the film, the one who's supposed to be in control. He didn't even get to see it. He was in the basement at his own movie premiere. Her husband are bullies.
I believe the court date is set to be, like a year from now, like next March or something like that.
They just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. That wasn't fulfilling for me. Be a part of the narrative in the writing and the costume design and creating the character. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that.
I really don't like this woman. I am so angered by her ability to think she can just take control and she knows better. Because of Justin's cut and a lot of stuff that happened, she realized they had a hit on their hands.
So she's a serial fraudster. That's called fraud, when you pretend you want to do the one thing and you'll do the thing they're hiring you for, but all along you have secret plans to do something very, very different that's above your pay grade. And she finally bumped into someone who was weak enough and not famous enough to stop her, right? This Justin Baldoni, most people had never even heard of him. He'd been in like one series. He certainly wasn't at Ryan Reynolds level fame, never mind Blake Lively. And she bullied him into giving her the movie where she did her own cut. They released the cut of the movie. He didn't even get to see it. He was the director of the film, the producer of the film, the guy who got the rights to the film, the one who's supposed to be in control. He didn't even get to see it. He was in the basement at his own movie premiere. And then she had the nerve, because she had 2 minutes of bad publicity when the film hit, to come out and try to blame it all on him. None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
They're sort of radioactive. In one breath, Blake Lively is saying she was the subject of serious harassment during the filming of It Ends With Us, and now they're making light of it on SNL's 50th reunion show. So tonally, it does seem off, and I can imagine people just wanting to stay away from it. You're going to catch shrapnel if you get involved in this drama at this point.
People are whispering that there may be serious legal drama in the works. And if you think that's wild, wait until you hear the part about Paul Feig. Yes, the same Paul Feig who is known for his comedic movies and charming public appearances. Word on the street is that he might have humiliated Blake Lively on live TV, pushing her to a breaking point. But is this just another round of celebrity gossip, or is it a sign that something huge is boiling beneath the surface? Stick around, because the details of this rumor will shock you. By the end of this story, you might feel like you've glimpsed the raw truth about how powerful people manipulate each other when the cameras stop rolling. Blake Lively is often seen as sweet, talented, and always put together. She has dazzled fans with her fashion choices and charmed audiences with her performances. Yet, behind the scenes, there are whispers that her private world is turning upside down. Sources suggest that she's facing a conflict with Justin Baldoni. It's not just a tiny argument. Some say it's a full-blown standoff that could lead to legal action. How did this alleged war even begin? Some believe it started with a small dispute on a project. Others claim it has deeper roots in personal disagreements. Either way, rumors are heating up fast. We hear that Justin Baldoni, known for his own charm and positive public image, might not be the saint he appears to be. Certain insiders hint that he's playing both sides, trying to manipulate opinions in his favor. He allegedly wants to gain more control over certain production decisions, and Blake Lively might be standing in his way. Could that be the real reason behind this rumored dispute? Or is there more to the story that we're not seeing yet? For now, it's all rumors and half-whispered secrets. But those secrets, if proven true, could destroy the public's sweet image of these stars. And then, out of nowhere, Paul Feig's name enters the conversation. People say he might have done something so humiliating to Blake Lively on live television that it pushed her to consider a lawsuit. This is where things take an unexpected turn. Could it really be that a respected director like Paul Feig would step so far out of line? Or was it a misunderstanding that the tabloids are blowing out of proportion? Regardless, the rumor is enough to make fans question everything they thought they knew. Something huge might be brewing behind the friendly smiles and promotional interviews. Let's dive into this alleged live TV humiliation. According to a few leakers, Blake Lively was on set doing a routine appearance that was supposed to be lighthearted and fun. Paul Feig was also there, perhaps to promote a joint project, or maybe to discuss a cameo. Then, in front of the entire audience, Feig reportedly made a joke or comment that crossed the line. It was not your typical, oops, I said something silly moment. Some witnesses claim that Blake's face instantly changed, like she had been struck by lightning. A wave of tension swept through the set. The crowd went silent, and Blake tried to keep her cool. But that moment stuck in everyone's mind. After the camera stopped rolling, Blake supposedly stormed out. People backstage described her as furious and deeply hurt. Some say she was shaking with anger, muttering that she wouldn't let this slide. But here's the real kicker. There may be recorded evidence. Yes, rumor has it that a few audience members or even staffers have phone videos that capture Feig's remark. If true, that footage could serve as explosive evidence if Blake decides to sue. Can you imagine the fallout if such a video went public? This kind of leak could ruin reputations and set social media on fire with endless debates and scorching hot takes. Why would Paul Feig even say something so outrageous? Some insiders say it might have been a setup, a kind of twisted stunt to generate publicity. Others argue that he spoke without thinking, and he never intended to hurt Blake. But is that enough of an excuse? Blake Lively, known for her professionalism, does not seem like the kind of person to overreact to a harmless mistake. If she's truly ready to sue, then maybe this was no small remark. Maybe it was a targeted jab that cut deeper than we can imagine. Now we reach the heart of the matter, the whispers that Blake is preparing legal documents against Paul Feig. Some say she's been consulting with her team of top-notch attorneys, gathering every shred of evidence from that fateful day. If you believe the rumor mill, she's not just aiming for an apology. She wants to hold him accountable in a very public way. Why? Because she feels truly wronged and possibly humiliated in front of millions. No more sugarcoating, no more polite smiles. This is a direct attack on her dignity, and she might be ready to fight back. Imagine the kind of meltdown that would occur if Blake Lively sued Paul Feig. He's a well-known director with plenty of connections in the industry. She's a famous actress with her own power network. If these two heavyweights collide in court, who knows what secrets will spill out? You can almost hear the legal arguments building. Public humiliation, emotional distress, and potentially defamation if what Feig said was damaging enough. And that's not even factoring in the behind-the-scenes drama with Justin Baldoni. Is he somehow involved in stirring the pot or fueling the tension? This rumored lawsuit, if it comes to pass, would rock Hollywood. Fans of Paul Feig might see him as the fun-loving guy who directed comedic hits, but this new story suggests a darker angle. Did he let his ego get the best of him? Did he believe he could say anything he wanted without consequence? Or did he accidentally spark a fire that he has no idea how to contain? Blake, if these rumors are true, is not a person to mess with. She's not only talented, but also known to be clever and focused. Once she sets her sights on something, she might not stop until she achieves it. Right now, that target seems to be justice for an on-air humiliation. Some might wonder why Blake Lively would even consider going after Paul Feig so aggressively. Isn't she busy with other projects? Doesn't she have more to lose than gain by picking a public fight? Well, the rumor says she's simply had enough. There's talk that Blake feels cornered. She might see this legal move as a chance to stand up for herself and send a clear message that nobody can use her as a punchline. Sure, she could brush it off, smile for the cameras, and move on. But sometimes, a single incident can trigger a person's fight or flight instinct. And in this case, it seems Blake is ready to fight. Also, consider the possibility that this is not just about a single insult. Some fans suspect that Paul Feig has a pattern of condescending behavior, at least behind closed doors. Maybe Blake has been collecting little jabs and slights for a while. Maybe other people warned her that Feig's jokes could be mean-spirited. If so, this live TV moment could be the final straw. It might even be her way of exposing a bigger problem. Does Paul Feig treat other actors and actresses in a similar manner? Or is Blake the special target of his so-called humor? By considering a lawsuit, Blake could be pulling back the curtain on a kind of industry arrogance. These powerful directors sometimes think they can say anything and get away with it. But Blake might be determined to show that she will not tolerate being disrespected. If Paul Feig was indeed humiliating her, she wants the world to know. It's a bold move, but it could also be risky. Lawsuits can be expensive, and the public might question her motives. Still, the idea of calling him out in such a direct way shows that she's not afraid to clash with Hollywood big shots. Where does Justin Baldoni fit into all this chaos? Well, rumors claim that he's more deeply involved than he would like to admit. Some insiders say that Justin has been adding fuel to the fire by feeding gossip outlets with details about Blake's outrage. Why would he do such a thing? Maybe he has his own issues with Blake, or maybe he sees an opportunity to push his own agenda. Justin is known for promoting positivity and kindness in his public persona, but these rumors paint a very different picture. Are we looking at a man who secretly enjoys stirring up trouble? There's even talk that Justin has some behind-the-scenes footage that might complicate Blake's case against Paul Feig. If that footage ever sees the light of day, it could twist the narrative in surprising ways. Perhaps it shows Blake losing her temper, or maybe it suggests that Feig's comment wasn't as severe as reported. On the other hand, the footage might be the smoking gun that supports Blake's side of the story, which could strengthen her rumored case. Either way, Justin Baldoni holds a set of cards he might be ready to play. But why would Justin want to get involved in such a messy legal drama? Some guess that he wants to break free from overshadowing influences in the industry. By aligning with or against certain power players, he can carve a place for himself. Others think he has a personal grudge. He might see Blake as an obstacle in his path. Or perhaps he thinks Feig has been ignoring his creative input. Whatever the reason, Justin is stepping into the spotlight at a time when tensions are high. It's a risky move. And if the rumor mill is correct, it's pushing him into the center of this storm. In every major Hollywood scandal, you'll hear about alleged leaks that threaten to change the entire story. This one is no different. Whispers abound that there are voicemails, text messages, and maybe even clandestine recordings showing the real drama behind Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and Paul Feig. Some sources say these recordings prove that Feig planned his insulting remark ahead of time to undermine Blake. Others claim the messages reveal how Blake repeatedly tried to address the problem privately, only to be met with dismissive responses. Then there are the meltdown moments. People love to talk about those sudden bursts of emotion when a celebrity's calm facade cracks. Could we see a meltdown from Blake? Maybe. If she feels cornered and betrayed, it wouldn't be surprising. Or will Justin lose his cool, exposing himself as the ultimate manipulator? Or in a twist, will Paul Feig break under pressure and admit wrongdoing? The rumor mill suggests that something is bound to explode soon. These meltdown moments, if caught on camera, would spread like wildfire on social media, fueling a wave of shock and condemnation. This scandal has all the ingredients of a ticking time bomb: legal threats, big egos, possible blackmail with damaging evidence, and furious text messages. Imagine logging into your social media one morning to find a leaked voicemail from a furious Blake Lively calling out Paul Feig by name and swearing she'll never work with him again. Or consider how the narrative would shift if we heard Feig leaving Justin a message, complaining that Blake is too entitled or oversensitive. Gossip thrives on these glimpses into private moments, and once the public gets a taste, they can't stop talking about it. If these rumors are even halfway true, we're looking at a major clash of personalities. We have Blake Lively, who is generally seen as a graceful actress, but who allegedly won't let go of this insult. We have Justin Baldoni, the star who appears so kind and uplifting in interviews, but might be pulling strings in the background. And then we have Paul Feig, the comedic director adored by many, who might have a hidden streak of arrogance. It's like watching unstoppable forces collide with immovable objects. The scariest part? This war of egos might not even be fully public yet. What if the real battles are happening in private messages, hush-hush conversations with lawyers, and exclusive lunches with powerful insiders? you can bet that each of them is carefully crafting their next move. Maybe Paul Feig is building a defense, gathering statements from people who saw the incident and felt it was harmless. Maybe Blake is collecting her own army of supporters who can vouch for how she was treated. Maybe Justin is playing both sides, looking for the perfect moment to drop a new piece of gossip that benefits him. The tension is electric. So, what does this all mean for Hollywood's future? If these rumors are correct, we might see a legal battle that exposes how top stars and directors truly operate. We might learn about hidden grudges, manipulative schemes, and power plays that the public rarely gets to see. Blake Lively could emerge victorious, proving she won't be anyone's punchline, or Paul Feig might come out on top, showing that these accusations are baseless. Justin Baldoni, if he's truly involved, could either crash and burn or suddenly rise as a cunning figure who found a way to spin the narrative in his favor. In the end, it's up to you, the viewer, to decide who might be telling the truth. Are Blake's alleged plans to sue Paul Feig justified? Did Paul truly cross a line that no professional should ever cross? Is Justin Baldoni playing a sneaky role to gain more clout? Or is all of this just a twisted rumor mill that thrives on drama and half-truths? One thing is certain, the public is hungry for answers, and each new piece of gossip fuels the flames. So stay vigilant because this story is far from over. We're only at the beginning of what could be one of the most shocking Hollywood showdowns in recent memory. But rest assured, if even half these claims are real, we're witnessing the unraveling of celebrity masks right in front of us. And that is something you won't want to miss.